it's time to go over all the benefits now that we know that Zamperla is in fact the company that is behind the reimagining of Cedar Point's Top Thrill Dragster. Starting off with, cheaper coasters could mean more new coasters for Cedar Fair parks in the future. We know that Zamperla will be a more budget-friendly coaster manufacturer, which is totally okay. But with Cedar Fair hiring them for most of their newest coasters, will this trend keep up? I'm sorry to interrupt, but it appears we have some breaking news, and that is, coming to Valley Fair in 2025, we're going to be seeing a brand new Zamperla Double Heart roller coaster towering above the midway. Also, more breaking news out of Michigan's Adventure because they're adding a brand new Zamperla Double Heart as well, plus 2.5 trash cans. While those roller coasters look fun, I think you can catch my drift. The old Cedar Fair would never focus on building clones. Instead, they added some of the best roller coasters in the entire world in Fury 325, Steel Vengeance, and Millennium Force. But if Zamperla pulls this off and Dragster is indeed a success, then the door is wide open for Cedar Fair to continue to add new Zamperla roller coasters to their parks, which is good and bad depending on how you look at it. I personally do not like the idea because I would much rather see Cedar Fair add an average of 2 major coasters each year to the parks, with each one costing over $15 million. But by spending less money per coaster means more parks could get new ones. So there is a positive flip side. But in reality, the buzz for this Dragster project and hate for the park is now at an all-time high. That's because 95% of us wanted Intamin to be involved, and now that we know that is not happening, we all have to play the waiting game to see how this whole thing pans out. Before I talk about the next benefit, if you love Cedar Point, then you have to check out my new Millennium Force layout tee and my best-selling Baby I'm Ready to Go shirt. And you can find the link to both of these in the description of this video. Now, on to the next benefit. If successful, Zamperla will become a major player in the roller coaster world. And it's a proven fact that a little competition is not a bad thing at all. And I honestly hope that Dragster 2.0 will be a smashing success for Zamperla and they really start to build more major coasters in the future. While known for their family coasters or their ridiculous piece of crap flying coasters, Zamperla is in a very unique position. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like they're putting all their balls in the Dragster basket, which will become now a make or break situation for Zamperla. But new coasters are new coasters, and just take a look at how quickly RMC became a household name in the coaster world. So you have to start somewhere. So I would love to see Zamperla follow suit. The next benefit is refurbish other roller coasters. And if this project does become a win for Cedar Point, then I predict we could see Zamperla look at bidding on doing the same type of thing for Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm. And there are also a few other roller coasters out there that could one day benefit from this as well. So it's going to be really interesting to fast forward 5 years from now to see which or if any coasters out there were also reimagined by Zamperla. Cedar Point diversity. America's Rock and Roller Coast is home to 3 Intamins, not including Dragster sadly, 5 coasters from Aerodynamics, 4 from B&M, 1 from RMC, and 1 from Zamperla. And now, the world's best coaster collection will have another one from Zamperla starting in 2024. So, it will become a new experience for everyone visiting the park, since the new Dragster will be coming from a new manufacturer in terms of major coasters at the park. That means you're going to have new trains, new restraints, a brand new launch, new elements, and then of course the awesome looking Spike. So that is a positive, but only if this coaster is smooth, reliable, and park guests love it. New trains that could potentially become the best on the market. While we don't know everything about these new Lightning trains, I'm very curious as to how they're going to ride and maneuver throughout the layout. but most of us are wondering, will they be comfortable? And from the renderings and seeing this at IAAPA, it appears that they could very well be extremely comfortable. So I have to say, I'm very intrigued by these new Lightning trains. And when a coaster manufacturing company gives their new trains the nickname Lightning Trains, you know it better be a damn good coaster train, which makes me very hopeful. But not only do these trains appear to be comfortable, they are also built different than other coaster trains out there, which will make it easier to maintain them. For example, the whole train is made from solid billet. And billet weighs more than welded up components like most coaster trains, so while I could see that being a problem, it's also stronger and does not require almost any NDT non-destructive testing whatsoever, which is awesome and means less issues overall and much reduced non-destructive testing requirements and frankly, just less problems than a welded train overall. Now, one really cool thing about these trains is, let's say train number 2 has a seat that is malfunctioning. Instead of roping that seat off or taking the whole train off, maintenance can remove the train from the main track and remove that one seat altogether and add a brand new seat in its place. Now, Zamperla makes this seem like it's a real easy and quick process to do this, so if it is true, then that is great. But my big issue is, will the parks actually not go the lazy route and do this? Because that I doubt. Now, before I get to my last benefit on why it's a good thing that Zamperla is doing Dragster, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. That is the best way you can help support the channel, and I greatly do appreciate each one. Also, stay tuned because near the end of the video, I'm going to share all the responses that I got from you, my subscribers, on why it's a benefit that Zamperla is involved with Dragster. So let's dive into the biggest benefit of Zamperla working on Dragster and not Intamin, and that is not as much money spent on this project could lead to a bigger and better future roller coaster at Cedar Point. I'm going to go out and say that I think Cedar Fair is spending around $10 to $12 million for this renovation. It saddens me to say this, but I honestly think that they are trying to find the cheapest way to fix Dragster, which is never a good way to fix a problematic roller coaster like Cedar Point Strata. And if you want proof, just go ask El Toro Ryan. So that is worrying some. However, on the flip side, if Dragster again is successful, then this could mean huge things for the next roller coaster for Cedar Point. With the park spending less on Dragster, could we see them have an even larger budget for their next coaster? From 2010 through 2020, Cedar Point would average a new major coaster every 3 years. And on those coasters, they spent well over $60 million combined on the 2013 Gatekeeper, the 2016 Valraven, and the 2018 Steel Vengeance. Which leads me into a question for you. Will Cedar Point's budget break $20 million for their next roller coaster? I personally think all signs point to this, especially since the Wild Mouse, which was added this year, has been the only coaster added since 2018. Which means Cedar Point is definitely due for a major ground-up roller coaster. While I do wish Intamin was involved with the new Dragster, I can't help but think that there are a lot of positives with Zamperla being attached to this project. What do you think? Are there any other benefits that you can think of that I did not mention about Zamperla being involved? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.